We're now going live in real time on YouTube.
And they are looking at the tabletop.
So right now, our YouTube audience is looking at the ceiling.
There we go.
And
Hi, guys.
And now they're looking at Heath and Tracy.
Hey.
So we started doing videos, but we had all this podcasting gear, and we have been thinking that okay, we need to get back into our podcasting idea, and this voice is becoming more and more prevalent. There are lots of things that are happening around voice, around things like Alexa skills. And
what's an Alexa skill?
So if anybody is familiar with Alexa,
Echo.
For me, Echo is the apparatus, the device, right, that you use, and so having an Alexa skill is more and more critical as you move forward, right? So what happens is pretty soon you'll be able to just talk to your house. You've seen people talk to Alexa. Alexa, do this for me. Alexa, do that for me.
Like what?
So how cool would it be to say, Alexa, I'm having some challenges with my wife around whatever it is.
Oh, sorry, we too loud.
Oh, we are?
No, Michelle said somebody kicked her out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We're having fun. We're having a party.
It's a podcast party.
It's a podcast party.
But play Heath and Tracy's episode about listening to your mate or something like that.
We have one?
Well, I think so.
No, I don't think so.
If we don't, we will.
We will. So we're still doing our YouTube channel. We're still going to do Heath and Tracy TV. Mm-hmm. We have a website, heathandtracy.com. And if you just go there, that shows everything. Right?
Yep.
Oh, I understand. Mm-hmm. So that shows everything. So when you go to heathandtracy.com, you're going to see our story somewhat. Mm-hmm. You're going to see it's cricket, baby.
That's fine.
Okay. You're going to see our story. You're going to see why we're doing why we're doing all of this. Mm-hmm. You're going to see links to our favorites on Amazon. So there are a few books on Amazon that we like.
We'll add to that too.
And we're going to add to that as we go along. Mm-hmm. But when you buy, and we have to disclose this, when you buy things out of our Amazon store,
we get a small commission.
We get a little commission. Yeah. It's a few dollars. So it's not much. Yeah. So it definitely helps us. But we do have to disclose that. Mm-hmm. We've got a few books on there. We've got His and Her Needs. We've got the 5 Love Languages. We've got Jimmy Evans' book on there. And we've got one more.
Yeah, and the other one is Marriage on the Rock.
Marriage on the Rock. That's Jimmy Evans. Yep. And the other one is, there's another one.
There were 4.
Oh, okay.
The other one is the one that we wrote.
Oh, then there's our ebook that we put some work into. It's a small, quick read. It's called Prepare. Yep. And
marriage is a marathon.
Marriage is a marathon, not a sprint.
Not a sprint.
So that's what that is. And it's $2.99, so you can go there and download that. Yeah. And also leave your email address for us, because as we ramp up and get time to do more of this, we're going to send out different things that you probably want to be involved in.
And people that are on our list currently got a direct note from us about our party today.
And thank you. And like I said, if you're not catching us during the live, definitely everything that we're saying still applies on the replay. Absolutely. So today we are launching our podcast, Joyfully Married After. Woo! Good job, Heath. And I want to shout out to a few of our people that have really helped us along the way with doing this, our new hobby.
Like who?
Oh my gosh. Sean Cannel.
Sean Cannel.
What's the name of his thing?
Sean, he's got several platforms. So he uses Sean Cannel. Yep. They also use I don't know.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. That's not a good shout out. Dope. But Sean Cannel is dope, and he taught us a lot of the video working things. So if you want to get involved on YouTube or you want to get video going, is a VRA Video Ranking Academy. He is a great resource. Yep. The other one is Nicole Walters. I don't know if you've ever heard her Nap Natural on Twitter. She went viral the last couple weeks about her daughter going to school and not answering her calls after 3 days. So that wasn't cool, but that she went viral. She is dope. She's our mentor. She just helped us overall in our business, overall in arranging how you do this, how you set this up. She is an awesome motivator and an awesome mentor. We love you, Nicole. We love you, Nicole.
Nicole Walters.
And last but not least, Pat Flynn.
Pat Flynn.
Pat Flynn started it all. y'all.
Podcaster extraordinaire.
If you want to do podcasting, and please, please, please think about doing podcasting. We love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
We've done like 7 or 8 episodes. You're only going to see a few on Apple if you go there today. So, that's the other thing. We're on Apple, Google Play, and Stitcher.
Yep.
Pat Flynn taught us how to do this. Yes. And it's not the easiest thing, let's be honest here, but he makes it seem so easy.
Right.
And we took his Power Up podcasting course, and he is amazing. Pat Flynn is amazing. Yeah. And we want all of our friends to podcast because if we all podcast, we can all talk about the things we want to talk, and we can drown out this noise we are hearing right now in this country. We can put more positive things out there. We can promote Black love. We can promote love. We can promote children. We can promote growth. We can promote unity. We can promote HBCUs. We can promote all of these things and still keep it positive and not have to listen to the noise.
And whatever your thing is.
Whatever your thing. If you like baking pies, you can talk about baking pies, and we'll support you in baking your pies. You see what I'm saying? So we need to build a podcasting community ourselves to push out what we want to push out, what we want to listen to, what we want to learn about.
Michelle has Michelle's great. Everybody has things that are connected to them.
Right.
Whatever your passion is, podcasting, YouTubing, making videos, blogging, vlogging, all of these things are platforms for you to get your voice out there.
And this is the new thing, guys. This is the new thing. I know we're a little bit older. If you don't know, I turned 52 this month.
You look good, baby.
Woo. Oh, thank you, love. You look good too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We're a little bit older, but I think because we're Gen Xers, we were brought into this new world. We had laptops, we had computers, we had AOL, we had all of that stuff. I'm hot. I'm having a power surge. Y'all know what a power surge is. Woo! Yeah, I'm having a power surge, and we can't play music. We wish we could play music, but we can't play music because they'll ding us for copyright and all that stuff. And Addison is in school, and she didn't get a chance to create any music for us. So we're so sorry we don't have any music. We might play a little bit. I think you can play.
You can play a little bit.
You can play what, 10 seconds?
You can play a little bit.
You can play 10 seconds, something like that. But our podcast, some of our favorite podcasts. Is that what you were getting? Yeah. So we also listen to podcasts. So some of my favorites are.
Actually, that's when we started doing our homework in terms of this space. Podcasts are actually where we got a lot of our early information and motivation.
Yeah.
So there's Pat Flynn's podcast.
There's Dreams and Drive.
There's Hashtag and Stilettos.
Hashtags and Stilettos.
Love them.
There's
my man Rory. My man Rory does.
What's the name of his podcast?
Rory Verrett. His podcast is called.
You gotta look in your podcast thing. We're sorry. We're old. We haven't eaten breakfast. We've only had 1 cup of coffee. There's some great podcasts out there. So they're great when you're on your commute, when you're on your drive, to go ahead and get that going. Now, this is the thing we want you to do for the next, we got 2 weeks to really, really jump off this podcast. And we wanted to do the launch today so that everybody could say, okay, what am I doing right now? I want to listen to Heath and Tracy. So let's turn on Joyfully Married After.
Yes.
So once you go on iTunes, you have to put in Joyfully Married After at first, because it's going to take the algorithm a few times to pick up us on search. So you have to put in Joyfully Married After.
Right.
And when you put in Joyfully Married After on iTunes, it will come up. And you'll see that great picture of me and Heath with Heath kissing my face. Like that. And that's us. So you'll see several episodes there. And what we want you to do is listen and download the sessions. And when you listen and download, rate the sessions. Rate them with a 5 is best. 5 is really going to have, if you don't want to give us a 5, please don't give us anything. Send a note in the comments. That'll help. But 5s work. 5s, 5s, 5s.
Yes.
5s, 5s, 5s. What's up? Okay. And so.
Remind people it's a party.
Oh, yeah. It's a party. Sorry, we don't have any music. I'm not going to keep apologizing. But. So you want to give us 5s, and that's on Google Play, Stitcher, and iTunes.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if you have an Android or iOS. It doesn't matter. You can also, but it's just really great. And all of our episodes are no longer than 30 minutes. So it's a quick listen, and what we talk about is pretty much the same thing we talk about on our YouTube channel, but the difference is it's not quick. It's more of a conversation between Heath and I. And what you want to do is share them out too. That'll help us a lot.
Yep. And down the road, we're going to be doing adding interviews and some of those kinds of things, talking to some cool couples out here who are doing just amazing things in all walks of life. So stay tuned for that. We'll add some variety and a lot of cool things to the podcast down the road. So it's sort of a combination of Tracy and I having engagement and talking about issues around relationships, marriage, love, but you also want to be able to see how other people have approached it, how other couples do things, and just pull some of those best practices from all over the place. So that's what's going on. Yeah. So Toy Michelle said I put in Heath and Tracy and it came up on Google Play. All right.
Yay!
Good stuff.
All right. Thank you so much.
Toy always engages with us. We appreciate you, Toy. Much love from Heath and Tracy.
So what we want you to do, and we've got prizes, guys. So it's going to be 2 weeks. So today is the
it's International Podcast Day.
Today is International Podcast Day. So what we're going to do is we're going to give away dinner.
Yes.
Date night on Heath and Tracy.
Date night on Heath and Tracy.
So we're gonna give away in 2 weeks because we're gonna give this 2-week window for everybody to watch us and listen and download. You don't have to do it today. We'd love for you to do it today. That'd be awesome. That would help us out a lot.
Yes.
But if you do it for the next 2 weeks, because there's more than one episode, I'm gonna upload more episodes tomorrow. So all in all, there might be about 7 or 8 episodes total.
Yeah.
And so that'll give you time over the next 2 weeks to download and listen, and that helps us out if you try to listen and download each of them.
Yep.
And if you do download, you can delete them later. It's not a big deal.
And then we want people to do a review.
Yes.
And take a screenshot of the review and just send it to us.
Send it to us where?
Send it to us at Heath and Tracy Heath and Tracy
TV.
Heath and Tracy TV at Gmail.
Yes, so Heath and Tracy, and we'll put all this in the notes. Heath and Tracy TV at Gmail. Take a screenshot of what you of your review.
Yeah, and send it to us.
And send it to us. And at the end of 2 weeks, so not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday, we're going to draw 3 names, and those 3 people are going to get $50 gift certificates.
$50.
Visa gift cards to go to dinner with your babe.
$50.
And we went to dinner last night on $50, so it can be done.
Date night.
And I had 2 drinks.
Hashtag date night. Okay, so I was trying to remember Rory's podcast is called the Protege Podcast.
It is good. It's really good.
Protege Podcast is excellent. Let me shout out my man Rory Verrett. Rory is an executive. He runs an executive search firm, and he dovetailed what he does into his podcast, and so he gives phenomenal advice around career growth and pathing and that kind of thing. So check that out. Rory
It's very, very good.
Rory Verrett's excellent,
and it's highly rated.
Yeah, and he's got some really cool accolades thus far, and he's only been doing it. I think he has 90 episodes.
90. Oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to do.
We have over 100 videos that we made.
Yeah, we've had over 100 videos on YouTube. We're coming up on a year of doing YouTube, and we'll probably have a party for that too.
Yes.
We'll probably have it. We'll probably have a YouTube party.
What's up, Barbara?
Mooresville. Okay. Right around the corner.
Down the road a little bit.
Yeah. So we have a YouTube. We've done over 100 episodes, but we're gonna go on the year, and we have almost 400 subscribers on YouTube, or maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, YouTube, we have probably 470 subscribers now.
Our number one YouTube video is...
Who knows what our number one YouTube video is?
Oh my gosh.
Somebody in YouTube land knows.
Yes.
Dreams and Drive. That's Twitter.
Yeah.
That's one of our favorites.
Yeah,
right?
one of our favorites is Dreams and Drives. Happy International Podcast Day.
Yeah. Around the world.
Raina is really good on Dreams and Drives. I like listening to Dreams and Drives because it talks about dreaming and driving towards your dreams. She always has interviews on there with people that have done great things, either as a side business or during their work life or in some non-profitable way that they've gone and really had success with. So she actually talks to them about how they had that success.
Right.
So I like listening to that because it's motivating. It's motivating to hear other people like me trying to do something other than just get up in the morning and go to work.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, Michelle. Okay. The North Carolina one. It's got like almost 40,000 views or something like that. It's
pros and cons of North Carolina.
Pros and cons of living in North Carolina.
Who knew?
We did that video just to talk to our friends in Atlanta because we were sitting around, and DC, because we were just sitting around going, you know what, we've been here a while. Well, okay, well, we don't have nothing else to talk about today. Let's talk about this. And lo and behold, that's the one that everybody likes, okay?
We sat down on the stoop.
And we get some interesting comments on that. If you ever get a chance to go through the comments, they're very interesting.
Yeah, ongoing comments.
And yeah, we just sat on the front porch and did that. But we're in our basement today. We usually do our podcast down here. As you can see, we've got a little equipment down here. We're going to be moving upstairs to the retreat. We are pooling our resources with my mom.
Yeah, G-Mom's moving in.
G-Mom's moving in. G-Mom lived with us a few years ago when the kids were really, really little. And she helped take care of them. And now we're going to help take care of G-Mom. So that's the way that works.
So this room that we're doing this broadcast in is going to be G-Mom.
Like in a month.
Yeah.
So we're moving upstairs. Yep. Yes, moving in North Carolina. Yes. So let's talk about moving to North Carolina really quickly.
Go ahead, baby.
So many people. My gosh. So many people are moving to North Carolina.
It's true. It's true.
It's mind blowing. When we drive around and we look and we see like neighborhoods going up and schools. We don't have enough schools. We're 45 schools short right now. It's just, I'm like, wow. And people driving around in Teslas and Maseratis. You know, I know that video was it was so funny. And it's interesting because I'm like, okay, these people got jobs.
Right.
So if you want a job, you need to come to North Carolina. And not no regular little job.
Good job.
A good job. And then the education system here is really, really good. Brendan is really, really, our youngest son is really interested in gaming. And they've got a really great program here that merges with the high schools. It's like a dual enrollment program that they can take gaming and get gaming certification. There's like 40
you get a gaming degree.
Oh yeah, you can. It depends on
it's at the tech school.
Yeah, it's at Wake Tech. And did you know there were 40 gaming companies in North Carolina? 40. That includes Blizzard,
EA Sports.
There's a lot of them.
A few other notable ones.
Yes, a few other notable ones. I did not know that. So what they're doing is they're employing these kids straight out of high school. Now he's still gonna go to college, but hopefully he'll be done with 2 years by the time he goes. So there's some really cool. I can't see that. Peace.
It says peace. Funny. I've been thinking about moving to North Carolina.
Come on. We need more people like us.
More cool people.
Yeah, more cool people to move to North Carolina. I think the old guard has been here a long time. It's trying to shake it up. Let's shake it up.
Shake it up.
But we're still thinking about moving. I'm not gonna lie. It's bad.
It's a complex thing.
Is it?
No, I think it's one of those things where they say you go as far as you can see and then you go further when you get there, right? And so for us, North Carolina was a tremendous blessing, right?
It was
the Great Recession. We were trying to determine where we were going to go, what we were going to do, and so this is where the Lord led us. Like, we had job opportunities here. And even though it was a leap of faith, and we had, there were kind of contract jobs and that kind of thing, things really
which they are no longer.
Right, which they are no longer, and things really worked out well.
Yeah, it's really the land of opportunity right now. I remember when we lived in Atlanta for so long, it was the same thing. And I think Atlanta changed quite a bit with so many people moving to Atlanta, and now Atlanta's turned into like this Hollywood East Coast thing. And that's great if that's your wheelhouse.
Right.
That's not our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So we were more tech, more real estate, and that's what's booming here.
Right.
Biotechnology, technology, a lot of startups here. And the real estate market is really, really good here, even though we're not in real estate anymore.
And now we have a media company.
Yes!
So maybe, are we going to move back to Atlanta?
Ooh.
Are we going to go to LA?
Ooh.
Oh, we're gonna turn North Carolina into the spot.
Okay, maybe we'll see. We have options. Yep. We will be on the East Coast though. I'm not down with it.
Yeah, we love DC.
I love the West Coast for visiting.
We love DC.
We love DC. Yep. You just got to have some coinage
love
to live
Florida.
in DC.
Got to have some coins down there.
You can get away with it in Florida. It's a little bit more forgiving. You can get a nice little spot in Florida with some nice views.
Wherever you are, you want to have some coins.
Well, yeah, coinage is important. Coinage is important, like we talked about in our last video. Our last video is doing really well.
It is. It is
what's the name of it?
The one we were talking about, how to take care of your man, or the one?
No, she makes more.
Yeah, she makes more.
She makes more.
Yeah, that resonated with a lot of people. Yeah,
that really did.
Yeah, because some people have that situation.
Yeah, they do.
And some people don't know how to deal with it. You know, and then some people a little bit older, maybe they've been married and divorced, and now you have the woman who's doing well. She's got, you know, a degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, and maybe she's looking for a new mate.
Right.
Maybe the mate doesn't have as much education, doesn't make as much income.
Right.
But is astute and mature, and, you know, you get together and you have those issues. So, you know, it's a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to think through and work through. And I think that it's a very relevant topic. So, you know, it does happen.
So we really wanted to encourage everyone to do a podcast. You can go to YouTube and you can learn how to do a podcast. All of your equipment, all the little equipment we have here. I think the mic we got here is like $25. It's really not that much. It's a really good mic. You got the little pop filter here that helps with distortion on when you're speaking. That's like $10. And the little arm here so you can put it right in front of your face is maybe $12 or something like that. Then you've got a laptop, or you got some type of equipment is usually free on a Mac. You got GarageBand, so that's free, and then you got Audacity that is that works with everything, and that's also free. And that's really all you need, guys. You don't need much more than that. So we really want to encourage you to think about doing a podcast. You don't have to do it every week like what we're going to do, but if you do it maybe once a month, like I said, we can become a community and everybody kind of get on that train, because I think the world needs more positivity right now. I think we need encouragement from one another right now. And
the camera we use is our phone. Okay,
so yeah, it's not a secret, but the cameras that we use for YouTube are our iPhones.
I mean, the quality is excellent, and it's just getting better, right? So when you think that, oh, I don't know if I can do it, I don't know if I have all the gear, I don't know if I have, I mean, there are people who literally start a podcast with an iPhone and their earbuds.
You can do that. And you can do that, definitely. Definitely do that. So when we want to ask some questions right now.
Yes.
Who is your favorite celebrity couple
Who are your favorite dope couples out here in the world? Oh, that's a good bit.
Okay.
Me blowing you?
Nope. Woo. Okay, yeah. Woo. I am welcoming fall this year, y'all. I am welcoming fall.
So, favorite couples. Who do you love out there? You want me? Should I give a couple of mine?
Yeah.
I'll give a couple of mine?
Yeah, let's talk about yours.
Okay, some of my favorite couples in the world right now. Barack and Michelle Obama.
Yeah, you gotta love the former First Lady and President.
Love everything about them.
And I like the fact that they show that they're not perfect with one another all the time. I think that's so important. That's something that we try to show. We try to show that we are not perfect. Like, I mean, yeah, Denzel and his wife. That's another good one.
Yes, Denzel and his wife.
That love affair. I love how she continues to support him. She doesn't feel like she needs to be the spotlight at any time. And sometimes you have to make those kind of decisions. You have to make decisions. Okay, who's going to do what right now? And we talked about that a little bit in Who Makes More video. Is that if one person is doing what they're doing and you're supporting them, that's you too. You're not separate. You're one. Woo, I'm glistening now.
Glistening, baby.
You're not. You're one. You're not separate. I should have wore a tank top. My mother said, "Don't talk about it all the time.
Don't talk about it.
This don't happen all the time. So don't talk about it all the time."
Woo, you're so powerful.
Woo. What is that one?
Ice Cube and his wife Kim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have been together a long time.
They have been together a long time. That's a really, really good one. I just like how the couples that we're mentioning are cool about it.
Right.
They're not flamboyant with their relationships. They're not taking pictures all the time. It's just like every night you see her or every night you see them together. And I think that's what keeps them strong.
Yeah, but it's nothing wrong with taking pictures.
Exactly. Well, no, we like taking pictures. But you have to remember what I like about Barack and Michelle and the other two that were mentioned is that they are one, and you can tell they act like one.
Right.
And it's like no matter what's going on, it's not who's the lead or who's in charge or any of that. It's not about who's more powerful right now, who has the shine on them right now. That's not what it's about either. It's about their marriage. It's about their union. And that's what we want to promote. Angela Bassett, I know.
Yeah, I like Angela and Courtney.
I love Angela and Courtney.
Yeah,
they are just so elegant. They just ooze class and elegance.
Like, oh, they're classy.
Yeah, and he's so supportive of everything. And even though he's in the same business and she's a little bit, you don't see any of that. You know, and we really need to take notes from that. We really have to take. Yeah, we can't see. That's far. Hold on. Can you see that, baby? Ooh, I really can't see it now. Oh, it went away. Oh, sorry, we missed your comment.
It's all right. We'll go back to it.
We'll go back to it and we'll respond. But yeah, it's very interesting how the couples that we mentioned, their profiles are low. They have low profiles even though they're in a very high profile business. And the other thing that you notice about them is they're interlocked. They're intertwined. You can see it. You can see it when they're on camera together that they're like, we're one. It's not about just me. And whenever it's not just about me. You know, I don't know much about Samuel Jackson and his wife. You do?
I do.
They're good.
Well, you know, Sam is friends with Radcliffe.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because Atlanta connection and everything. Yes, and that's what you want to notice about those relationships is that it's about one union. It's not about me and he. We talked about this a little bit on, yes, they do. They do. It's not about me. It's not about he. It's about us. That's in income. That's in whatever we do. And I think sometimes people forget that. People forget that you have to promote the oneness. That's what comes first. Because that's what keeps it together. If something happens, it happens to us.
Right.
It just doesn't happen to me or it doesn't just happen to him. It happens to us. Whether that's good or whether that's bad. I know we've talked about the affair that our marriage has had. It's not about who had the affair. It's not about what happened in the affair. The affair happened to us. Because there's some responsibility along the way, all the way. There's something there. There's decisions that are made along the way that led to the mistakes that we have made. Money mistakes that we've made. Maybe one person said, I'm going to do this, and then that happens. But that's the reality of it is that happened to our finances.
And they support each other through it. I think that's one of the points about Sam Jackson, because I know that he had sort of a well-publicized bout with drug use and that kind of thing. And so you don't stay married or go through a marriage and have critical things like that happen without some forgiveness, without love, without support, without working through it, without prayer, without a lot of stuff, right? And for them to still be married and look at them flourishing today.
Now let's look at marriages that have really gone through challenges that we've seen in the public, like Kim and Kanye. Now people want to rag on Kim and all that. That's fine. Keep that to yourself. No negativity here. But what I admire about their marriage is the support and the oneness that they have for one another. When he needed her, she was there. When she needed him, he was there. And so many people forget to do that. So many people forget to hold each other up no matter what is going on.
Because you're
married. and that's what I think when we watched the documentary Black Love, if you haven't seen it, I don't think you've seen all of them.
I haven't seen all of them, but the one I saw was really cool.
If you haven't seen them, what they say.
And it wasn't just about black people.
No, it was not. That's the other thing. And you're right. It's about sticking it out. Now, when you say stick it out, it's not giving up. It's not giving up. So many times you can say, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm done with this. This isn't working for me. This isn't working for me. I'm done. I'm going to go find something. And then you get out there And you're like, what did I do? What did I do? What kind of decision was this that I made that was not, it's not really vibing for me now? I think he had a conversation with a dude that had been married 5 times.
Yep.
He had 5 wives. 5. 1, 2. Can you imagine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's old school right there. Like
what
Elizabeth,
he tell you?
Like Elizabeth Taylor.
Right. What did he tell you?
He said, man, if I had known all that stuff was about this new one I got, he said, if I would known all this, I would just kept that first one.
That says a lot. So if you're thinking about marriage right now, be serious about what you're thinking about. Be serious about the person that you are thinking about. And make sure you are on one page. If you look at our Prepare book, we talk about those things, you know? And yeah, it's insane. 5. And he was only about, what, 60 years old? That's almost a wife a decade.
Yeah. I heard somebody say, you know, you think that there's something wrong with this person, and then you tired of this one, and then you're going to go and deal with the next one. And the issue is that you keep showing up.
Yeah.
You are the one who might have the issues that you need to work through, right? You trying to find time, right? Exactly. Yeah. You trying to figure out what's going on with everybody else, when the truth of the matter is you have to look in the mirror and work on yourself. Sometimes that's part of the deal.
Right. Yeah. So always look, and when you look at these couples, don't look at them just to idolize them. And a lot of people, West Coast, woo woo, a lot of people don't understand that when you look at these people, you don't want to idolize them. You want to pray for them. You want to support them in that marriage, because marriages uplift the entire community. They uplift everything about what we're doing as a country, as a nation, as a city, as a town. It's great examples for our kids. You have to understand that people, just because people have money, money don't mean nothing. Money comes and goes. It doesn't mean anything. So when you see these celebrity couples, lift them up in prayer and always stay positive about what they're doing, because what they're doing in the limelight like that is very, very difficult in a marriage, in a relationship.
True. So while I'm drinking my green juice, let me just speak on, let's talk about the little health game for a second.
So we switching up to health now?
Yeah, let's talk a little about health.
Okay, what's your favorite health thing? I have a few, and they're sitting right in front of me. I'm serious. I'm trying to live a long time. I got 4 kids, y'all. 4 kids. I know I'm going to have me some grandkids. So I don't want to be the Mimi running around looking at them sitting from a chair. That's not the kind of Mimi I want to be. I want to go shopping. I want to go get our nails done. I want to get our toes done. I want to go to football games. I want to go do stuff.
It's hard to do that if you're not healthy.
So in the morning, I don't like breakfast. I'm one of those people that doesn't like breakfast. So I do a green juice or a green smoothie. It's not juice. It's more of a smoothie.
What's in your green smoothie, baby?
So I put this powdered vitamin stuff in there, and I put I've got broccoli, pineapple. I don't know what it comes in a little frozen pre-bag from Costco. Love it. Yeah. The other thing that I need to do, and I need to take this now that I have my, is I take Adrenal things. It gives me a boost in my energy, and with the kind of job that I have, I really need that. And no, we're not promoting anything, we're just talking about health. So give you some ideas. We're gonna ask you about what you do. And then the other thing I do is water.
Lots of water. H2O.
I keep my water bottle, and I love these stainless steel double insulated, because I can leave this on my nightstand and it's still cold in the morning. It's really cool. So that's what I do.
She drinks high quality H2O.
Yeah, and the other thing I do in the morning that I'm not showing right now is I drink lemon water. And I put 2 capfuls of vinegar, raw vinegar in there with honey.
And you actually drink yours hot like tea.
Yes, I drink it hot like tea. Hot water in the morning is very good for your digestive system. So the lemon is. Yeah, Heath always makes my lemon water. He infuses lemon water with ice and hot water in a pitcher, and that's always in the fridge for me. And then I pour that into a cup, and I heat that up. Then I put 2 capfuls of raw vinegar in there with a teaspoonful of real organic raw honey.
Yep.
And that's my morning routine.
We'll put some of that stuff on Amazon.
We'll put some of that out there, guys, because that's what keeps you going. That's what keeps you young. That's what keeps you kind of, you know, you still always fighting the weight. You still, and walking. I don't walk as much as I used to. I have this thing in my office I get on and it shakes your whole body. I don't know what it does.
But we do walk, and we enjoy walking. But it works.
But we do walk too. But I've got a little issue with my back, and I've got a little issue with my Achilles. And I know it's because I have extra weight on me. So those are things that I'm working on getting off. But what do you do for health? Now, you're in a marriage, you're in a relationship.
Drink room temperature water. Okay.
Oh no, drink it hot. Drink it hot in the morning, especially. Drink the hot. And I love room temperature water now. I do keep my water pretty much room temperature. I don't like it with ice or anything like that in it.
I like mine cold. But that's good. She mentioned a gallon of water, which is really cool, right? Because that flushes all of the toxins and everything out of your body, and so the more water, the better. So that's you are to be commended for that.
And another thing is, Heath and I go vegan probably through the week, I guess you could say, and then we do
vegetarian, vegan.
I do vegan.
We're not staunch vegans, but yes, we do eat a lot of vegan meals.
Yeah, I like animals, but I don't like them that much.
We eat a lot of vegan meals.
We eat mostly vegan. We're not vegan. I don't want to label myself like that because I'm not vegan, but I do enjoy vegan meals. I feel different. I feel better when I eat. I look different when I eat that way. And just less meat. Meat is good. You know, we believe in the word, and the word said he made it. It's good. Consume it. That's what he made it for. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying what works for us. So that's something you want to keep in mind.
There's a lot of stuff going on with the food.
The way they process our foods is not like in the Bible days. So
or even in the days of our grandparents, you know.
Oh my gosh.
The hogs walking around, the cows walking around.
Yeah, my grandmother go out in the backyard, and you know when she was dug and she get to grab the chicken, or in Puerto Rico when she grabbed the chicken, she would tell me about that.
My mom said she couldn't do it. She couldn't do it.
She just look at
my mom used to tell me this story about. So my mom grew up in kind of middle Georgia, so fairly rural, old school. People in the South would call it the country. My mom grew up in Milledgeville, Georgia.
Milledgeville, okay.
And so they had chickens in the yard and that kind of thing. And so she had very strict parents, and they would tell her to go out in the yard and grab the chicken, wring the chicken's neck, bring it in. And she was, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And so
they don't make our food like that anymore.
But her sister was always like her savior, right? Who was my biological grandmother.
Yeah.
So her sister would go out there and grab the chicken, take it on in and give it to her so she could like get credit or something. She told me those stories. She said she can never do it.
But they don't make our food like that anymore. No. So you have to be very, very careful. Even though it's pretty and processed and looks nice in the grocery store, really, really think about your food choices. You want to look good for your man, and you want to look good for your woman. So you want to watch what you put in your mouth. Watch your alcohol consumption, because that does something to you. I think it ages you a little bit. And we do imbibe, but we do mostly wine, and then we do mostly organic wine. And I do that mostly, I do that mostly because it just affects me differently. I don't wake up with a headache or any kind of weird things. And the one I use, the one I drink is Bonterra is the brand. If you want a really good organic wine, is Bonterra. And we've also done a lot of the non-sulfites, what they call the NSA, no sulfite added. Those are a little harder to find because the shelf life is not. You can find them at Trader Joe's.
But the shelf life is not.
You have to drink them. You can't. In any of those organic wines, you have to drink them. You can't just let them sit and go back to it later.
The non-sulfite addeds.
Because they don't have any preservatives in them.
What happened to my?
It's in the phone.
I sent it to this one too, I think.
Well, then I don't know where you sent
it. But so I wanted to get back to the couples. We were talking about some of the cool couples. Tracy and I are going to be looking to do some interviews with some cool couples. Who would you guys? So perfect world, blank slate, Heath and Tracey talking to some other cool couples. Who would you like to see as interviews? I'm really curious about that. So,
who would you like to interview?
I want to interview Dwayne Wade and his wife.
Their thing is really cool. We were talking about this.
What's her name?
Gabrielle Union. So we were talking about this.
Gabrielle Union. I want to interview them.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night, as a matter of fact. What I like about their relationship is you can see the changes in both of them since they've been married. Because marriage changes you.
It does. It does. Yeah.
And what I like about the decisions he's made, about his career, you can see her influence in that.
Yep.
I think they each have about 8 or 9 million followers on Instagram, and they are milking that. They are working that.
Yeah, they working.
And she's showing him, look, baby, you ain't got to keep balling out for us to get this coinage out here. And it's just so cool how he's listening to his wife, because she's like, okay, you getting ready to step into my wheelhouse. And if you look at him, you look at his body, he looks slimmer, he looks trimmer. His style is like, it's on another level now. And the way they promote their couplehood and their love, they are building a brand for themselves. And I really, really admire that about them. I would love to talk to them about that, because you can see they had some issues too early on. And she stepped right on through that because she saw the man.
Right.
And men make mistakes. Women make mistakes. Don't get it twisted. We're not perfect either, the ladies.
Right.
But I love them. I would love to talk to them.
Yep.
Let's see.
I like
average couples. Oh, I'd rather see average couples who fly under the radar, but are still leading. You know what?
Oh yeah.
And
absolutely.
we have so many friends like that.
You're gonna see a lot of that.
You're gonna see that. We're gonna do that.
I don't want to disclose some of the folks that I have kind of in mind and kind of lined up for that.
We've already talked to them.
But we're gonna bring you some really cool couples like that. So you are definitely on point. I know exactly what you're saying, and we are in agreement.
Yes.
But so I just wanted to take just a moment to just kind of fantasize about really cool interviews and what that would be like. Devon Franklin, I would be interested in talking with him.
Really?
Yes.
I think they put so much out there already.
He and what's his wife's name?
Megan. He don't remember the women.
Yeah, Megan
Which
Good.
is, I guess, okay.
Devon and Megan. No, but what I like about them is that they are really coming from a spiritual perspective.
Yeah.
And they really took a different approach to
the weight,
to how they engage. Right, the weight was very similar to the approach that our daughter is taking. About
our daughter is doing that. Yes.
Yeah. So I would find that very interesting to kind of talk with them
for the young crew out there.
For the younger,
Kirk Franklin and his wife, they've been through some things too. That would be a good interview. That would be a really good interview. Now we've got. This is what's so cool about our little circle of friends. We have a core group of friends, and we were talking about this, and I think we've got about 5, maybe 6 couples. We've all been married 20 years or longer.
Yep.
We all went to HBCUs, just about. And we all have multiple children, like more than 1, 2 or more, usually. And I would love for us to sit down and put it out there, because you see a lot of celebrities, a lot of people that have different lifestyles. And I think I'm in agreement with you. I really want to see and continue to promote people that are like us, that you see on a regular basis. And I think as married people, we need to be more transparent about our lives, because I think people look at people like me and Heath and say, "Oh my God, everything must be perfect." Ooh. Oh my gosh, no,
it's life.
It is.
It's life, right?
It is.
Yeah,
I had to keep my little. I almost popped my top this morning because I get nervous and I get antsy, and so he does stuff like this. I'm like, why is he doing this?
It's a launch party for our podcast.
It's fine. It's not me, but I'm cool. I'm cool because it's like he just teaches me things like that about myself, how to just stay cool about things that he does that aren't quite what I like. But we had a little spat the other night. He doesn't want to talk about it. Because what did you say to me at dinner last night?
Why would I revisit that? Why? So we already had an issue. So why would I even circle back around and re-engage on that issue? That is gone.
But I wanted to talk about it because I want him to understand why.
Okay, let me get closer to the camera.
Why?
Do I look crazy to you?
Why I was
crazy?
so upset.
I am not crazy.
It's like, no. I want him to understand why I was so upset, and it wasn't just popping. It wasn't just popping my top, basically. Yeah. Oh, there are though. There are. And when you say like mean, what do you mean? It's like, so someone just said they wish there were more black women like me, and it's like I guess I understand that, but there are. I just think people don't know that we're like that. Oh yes, you're so blessed. He is blessed. Someone just said Heath is so blessed.
I know this.
Thank you, love. Oh, that's so sweet.
Y'all remember that meme on
Thank
TV?
You.
Y'all remember that meme going around the internet?
You gotta remember, when the dude picks a good person, that means he's pretty smart himself, and vice versa. But the thing that I think, the first thing about me is probably confidence. I don't lack confidence. I'm in a new group and a new territory and everything at work. And the guy that was going to introduce me to everybody new on the team came late to the meeting. And when he hopped on the call, everybody was laughing, and we were all telling, he was like, oh, I should have known Tracey wasn't going to have an issue. What's this say?
There's so many that aren't being celebrated.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, there are a lot of black women that aren't being celebrated. And I really want to get away from the negativity. The negativity. It's so important to promote people like ourselves, because there's so many images that aren't being promoted. And that's why we started Heath and Tracey. Yeah.
And so that's going to be a really cool thing for us to really bring some other people like that to the forefront, so people can see, oh, these are just regular people, cool people doing their thing. Wow, and it's very cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very, very normal. We're pretty normal. Hi, Darnell. It's very, very normal. We're a very normal family. We have very normal issues like the rest of the world. And we want to promote that. And we know several other families just like us. And we want to promote that. You're going to see more of that. They've already agreed. We've even talked about maybe writing a book. And because we've all been through something.
Yeah, children do need to see more and more positive images. Yeah, we used to talk about that quite a bit when I was growing up, with respect to, magazine covers and all kinds of things. And so I think my parents, I don't know if it was conscious or subconscious, but there was always a Jet magazine or
Ebony magazine, and Jet always on the table, because you had to see.
Yeah. And so we always had a great visual of what a man was, with my father and, people in the community.
Right.
The way that he and my mother engaged. They were married 47 years. So I just had just a phenomenal model to always see and emulate. And so it was a real blessing for me. But, to the point that some of our viewers are making, you don't see it as much anymore. It's not promoted as much anymore.
It's not.
Yeah. And so that was one of the reasons why we wanted to point out that Black Love show, because they did a phenomenal job.
They did a great job with that.
And it was not just about black people, which I thought was also really cool.
Yeah.
And I think that positivity and people being engaged and showing great images are very important. Yeah. And HBCUs do a phenomenal job with that too. So that's a great point too, that the Etiquette Nanny is bringing, right? So when you talk about being indoctrinated in those environments where they can kind of learn where they come from, and that you are descendants of kings and queens, and that people have done all kinds of great things in the world, and that these are the people that
we weren't just slaves. We didn't just start off as slaves.
right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And so it's great that people can kind of be washed in that experience and see, and then when they get out into the world, they can hold their heads very high.
Yeah, I think it's important, and we're advocates of HBCU, guys. Nothing against predominantly white institutions, or what we call PWIs. Nothing against them. They have their place in our society. They have their place in our culture. They've contributed. But at the same time, it's very important to remember that HBCUs have done the same. They have a place, and they've contributed just as much, if not more, in many, many instances in our America. And that's another thing I want to bring up. This is our America. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. And that's another reason why we're here. We're here to promote our America. I'm American as they get. I'm American. My grandmother immigrated from Puerto Rico. My prayers are with my family members there. We have not spoken to them since the 20th.
Shout out to Puerto Rico.
So shout out to Puerto Rico. Send your prayers. Send your money. They need it. And
my boy Charlie, he's chiming in. That's my boy Phil Pott from high school. He was actually in Puerto Rico, I think last year.
I can't. I'm sorry.
But he's asking a question about what are the two strengths that keeps our marriage going.
Oh, great question.
Yeah. So the two strengths that keep our marriage going. One, I think is we talked about it in one of our videos, and I think The first thing for me is that I have a mental understanding of marriage, I think, from my father and from my parents. And so the first thing I decided when I got married was, I'm staying married forever.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's so key for me, because whatever comes up in life, whatever comes up in your marriage, I go into it with the mentality of, well, divorce is off the table. That word don't even come into my mindset at all, ever.
We don't ever entertain divorce, and I think we're on the same page with that. Yeah. So as far as the strength, the first thing I have to say that's strength in our marriage is Christ. We are both believers, and if you don't believe in something, there's no way to fall back on something. The self is just flesh. We're just temporary. We're just here. Yep. So you have to have that strength in Christ to fall back on. Yeah. So we have a belief in Christ that uplifts me alone by myself, and Heath has his own thing with Christ by himself. So when we come together, it just works for us because we have an understanding of who and whose we are in Christ. Yep. So that's the number one thing that's really a strength in our marriage as far as what I see. I think that's especially in the growth of our marriage. It wasn't like that to begin with, but in the growth of our marriage and in our growth and our walk with Christ, we've seen an improvement in our marriage. So that's first and foremost is our belief in God and our walk with Christ. So that's the first thing that's a strength in our marriage. Another thing I think is a strength in our marriage is our walk with one another, and that we're going the same way. Right. And when I say the same way, I don't mean the same opportunity or the same. I'm saying we have a belief in the same way that we raise our children. We have a belief in the same ways we handle our finances. We're the same when it comes to that. We're very different people. We're very much opposite, if you haven't noticed. But there's a belief system, there's a value system that is strong in our marriage. That's what keeps us very, very tight. Right. And I think that starts with what he said. We don't believe in divorce. Right. We just don't believe in it. If he's not beating you, if he's not abusing you and tearing you apart and tearing you down and not abusing your children or anything like that, I don't understand the need to start over, the need to walk away. You're going to have an issue. Right. There's going to be something. My mom used to say,
everybody got an issue.
My mom used to say, if you put everybody's problems in a bag in the middle of the floor, by the time you start to open up bags and looking in bags, you're going to look for your bag problems.
Give me my bag back.
Give me my problem bag back. So Heath is my problem bag. And that's the way I look at it. I made a choice to be with Heath Turner. And so that's where I am. That is my life. It's not going to change no matter what he does.
So I think another thing too is that we enable each other to be ourselves. Right? So like-minded.
Very good. Like-minded.
And I think that that playing to your strengths. Anything you do in life, you want to play to your strengths, right? Do more of what it is that you do well, that you're graced to do, and keep doing that. And I think that in our marriage, we've certainly done that subconsciously and consciously throughout the 27 years that we've been married, right? And so I encourage Tracey
all the time
I encourage Tracey to be herself. And then I also have to remind her occasionally to let me be me, baby. You know, I started doing something, she was like, nudging me. Baby, stop, don't do that. Baby, stop saying that.
Like, I got this.
I'm like, yo.
But he knows that's me.
Exactly, right? So I'm not going to go around and beat the horse and be like, baby, you always,
he doesn't
you always doing.
He just knows that's me.
Right? So it's just like, why you going to even go there?
Right.
You want to focus on all the bad stuff? No, you focus on the good stuff.
Right.
Focus on what makes, what does it for you. Right. And so Tracey, let me put that out. Tracey has always done it for me. Just so y'all know, right? So we are in the flesh, we are physical, and physically, Tracey has just always done that for me.
And that's something else that's important, ladies. Is you got to keep it there. You got to keep it there. You got to keep it there. It's not easy. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not easy. But you got to keep it there. Yep. It's very important to understand what a man likes. Right. And I understand what a man likes. And so because I understand it, and that most importantly, I understand what my man likes. Right. So that's what I like to do. Now, if you don't like to do what your man likes, that might not be your man. Yes. Physical attraction is extremely important. It is. And I don't like it when people don't take care of themselves. Let's take care of ourselves.
Right.
It took my second daughter a long time to get that. She's naturally beautiful. And I'm not saying that as her mother, but even as a baby, people would be like a magnet to her.
Yep.
And that stayed with her. And I think what it did was it just, I think what it did, so go ahead and text him if you can.
I don't know how to do it from your phone.
Okay. So if what happened to her, back to Addison, what happened to her is because of her natural beauty, she just kind of put on anything to go to school, walk any kind of way, you know, it's very interesting because she's naturally just really attractive, really beautiful looking.
Right.
And she got to Howard University.
How many months ago?
She's been there, a month now. She said, Mom, I have never been checked as much as I've been checked walking on this campus.
Y'all know what it means by being checked, right?
And she said her girlfriend's just like, why are you plopping down like that? Boom. That's how she was. And I would tell her all the time, what are you doing? Oh, well, thank you, Michelle. And she knows it, so she likes to tone it down, I think. That's part of her issue. And then if Mommy said anything to her, it would go over her head. But as soon as her friends say something, she's oh, let me get my act together. Well, why are you walking like that, girl? You can't walk with me. And so she's really changed her outlook on her appearance and how important that is. And not to say to put so much importance, but there's an impression that people get when they see you. We are in the flesh. We are temporal spirits in the flesh. So what you project is what people gonna think.
Yep.
If somebody walks into a meeting disheveled and sweaty and hot and what did you just come from working out? You know? Did you come from just work? What's going on?
Right,
and it's not we're not trying to cut you down. Right. We're just trying to get you to understand. It's important to look at how you look. You know, it's important. Yeah, Howard's been a real It's Howard will wake you up. It will wake you up.
My freshman year, I was standing in front of the quad at Howard.
This is so funny.
And I was talking to a group of girls. Hey, cuz, how you doing? Good to see you. That's your cousin right there.
Oh.
And so we were talking to this. I was talking to this group of girls, and I said, yeah, I'm finna go back to the dorm. This girl from New York was like, you finna? Damn, where you from? You from Georgia? I bet you got your first pair of shoes when you came up here, huh?
That's terrible. That's awful.
But that's a way of being checked, right?
Yeah.
You know, you grow up in the South, you have certain colloquialisms and things that you use, and then you learn very quickly that you have to check yourself. So that you have to be cognizant of where you are, what your audience is, who you're around, what you're doing, where you're going, who you're representing, what your engagement is, and so you learn very quickly that you have to step your game up.
Yeah. So if you're just now joining us, we are launching our podcast today, Joyfully Married After, on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.
Yes.
And the way you find it right now, because the algorithm can't pick up search, is you type in Joyfully Married After.
Right.
Okay? Right. So when you type in Joyfully Married After, it'll come up, and it'll be a picture of me and Heath like this. And that's our play. And I also want to put a little apology out there. I uploaded the wrong first three episodes. So I redid that last night, and they'll be uploaded again. We also want to let you know that we're doing a drawing over the next 2 weeks. So you got 2 weeks to listen to our episodes. I think we've got 6 episodes up right now, and we're going to add another 3 or 4 in the coming week. Yeah.
So we'd love people to download, subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you do a review. That would just be so important for us.
And 5 stars.
And give us 5 stars, yes.
5 stars. Only 5 stars. I'm be honest here. If you don't want to give us 5 stars, just leave a comment. Tell us what's wrong. But don't give us less than 5 stars.
All of a sudden, we Uber drivers. Hey, can I get that 5?
Can I get that 5?
Appreciate it.
And I always feel like when I get out of my Uber, I have to say, you got 5 stars.
All 5s.
But I will write in there, your car smells like vomit. I will do that. But I'll still give you 5 stars.
So we're also doing a contest, right? So if you review the podcast, take a screenshot of it.
You got me doing it now.
Do it, baby. Woo! Podcast launch party. So if you do a review of the podcast, make sure that you take a screenshot of it and send it to us so that we can put you in for the drawing. So send it to us at Heath and Tracy TV.
And what's the drawing, baby?
Okay, well, let me tell you what to send
I'm sorry.
it. So Heath and Tracy TV at Gmail is the email address you want to send it to. And if we pick you, we're going to pick 3 people. And if we pick you,
okay, money bag. Okay,
you will have a date night with Heath and Tracy. On Heath and Tracy.
We're gonna do $50 Visa gift cards, so you can take your significant other, your wife, your mate, out for dinner on a date night.
Date night,
or
baby.
Tickets to something you've been wanting to do.
Hey, $50 is $50.
We went out last night. We spent $50.
Sure did. Had a great time.
So it's very important to do that. Yes. And you've got 2 weeks. So we won't do the drawing this coming weekend, but the following weekend. I don't know what date that is.
Yeah. Whatever that date is, that's what it is.
And we'll let you know by email, and we'll let everybody know who won.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So we wanna do date night, but you gotta subscribe to the podcast, and you can do it on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play.
Yep.
Joyfully Married After.
Yep. And y'all tweet us out, share us out today. So
make sure you share it so that everybody knows.
So use hashtag jmapodcast, hashtag JoyfullyMarriedAfter.
And the other reason we decided to start today is because today is
International Podcast Day.
Keith has been talking about this like forever. And
how cool is that, though?
I know.
It's International Podcast Day.
And we want everybody to do a podcast.
And we launching our podcast.
Yeah, it's not easy. But
globally.
We want to thank Pat Flynn. Shout out to Pat Flynn. Power Up Podcasting is the course, if you just want to know.
Yeah. Pat Flynn. We're going to shout out Sean Cannel.
Sean Cannel for our YouTube Video Ranking Academy.
Shout out Nicole Walter.
1K One Day. That's my girl.
Shout out to the Hubbin.
Oh,
the Hubbin in the house.
The Hubbin and all the.
That's actually one of the couples I want to interview.
Oh, I do. I want to interview them.
Nicole Walters. If y'all know NicoleWalters.tv, Nicole Walters, she is awesome, man. She is something
check her out. Definitely.
And her husband is an attorney, and she finally refers to him as
the Hubbin.
The Hubbin.
And they've got 3 girls.
And that dude is straight hilarious, man. I love that dude.
Yeah.
So anyway, y'all check them out.
So any other questions you have for us? We'd love some more questions. What do you want to ask me, Heath?
So how you get so beautiful?
Oh,
baby?
Lord. Here we go.
Have you always had this issue? Where did you start?
No, this takes work. This takes work. As you know.
I sent you a text this morning. Can you pull that up for me? I sent you a text on this phone. I sent you a text.
It's okay. All right.
Okay. And can you?
Oh wait, was that it?
Yeah, that's the text right there.
Oh, it disappeared.
No. You at the bottom right there.
Okay.
Yeah. See.
Okay.
But I also wanted to. Do you think you can text Joaquin on there?
No, I don't know his
Can
number.
you pull up Facebook on here?
No.
You don't have Facebook on
No,
here?
this is my other phone.
Okay, cool.
This is my work phone.
Yeah. So I was gonna talk about that, and so my boy Charlie Boy, y'all are great. That's great. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you.
5 stars.
We played high school football together.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, JB. He lives in where does he live? He was in Michigan. I think he moved to Arizona. I think. But anyway. Yep. So we got we're doing YouTube Live, we're doing Facebook Live.
Thank you for joining us.
We're having a podcast launch party of Joyfully Married After.
Dollar store balloons, y'all. Dollar store balloons. And if you walk in, these are already blown up. These are awesome. They just blew these up this morning. So
y'all know what I think? Every time I see one of these, I think about the Forrest Gump movie.
I think about Walmart.
Have a nice day.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, thank you. We are having fun.
We are. We're having fun.
So Etiquette Nanny's over here. She was over there.
Okay, Etiquette Nanny.
She in 2 places.
You getting it, girl. You getting it.
Over here, and she.
One of my most favorite meetings from Parent Weekend at Howard Drop Off.
Yep, we had a great experience with them.
Oh my God, wonderful people. I love meeting new people.
So we met them in the yard, and then we ended up at Chipotle.
And we had Chipotle together.
It was so funny.
We had Chipotle together.
Oh, yeah, multitasking. That's something else.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. What was I talking about yesterday? I was talking about coffee yesterday. Did y'all see my coffee post on Facebook yesterday?
Yeah, he was struggling with that one.
No, I wasn't struggling with it.
I was like,
I was struggling with the picture.
Yeah.
So, but then you took the other picture of me.
Oh, and we have Instagram too, guys.
Yeah. Heath Tracy on Instagram.
Heath Tracy. Yep. It's Heath Tracy on Instagram too. Yep.
She says we're an inspiration.
Oh, thank you. and we want you to inspire people. Think about ways you can inspire people in your community. Right. Think about ways you can inspire your kids. That's all we want. We want people to reach deep down and get inspired to inspire.
Right.
That's what we want. We don't want to just be an inspiration. Thank you for that, though. But we want to know what can you do, because you are a beautiful person.
Yes.
So it's like, what can you do? What is good about you? What is your gift?
Right.
Okay, that you can inspire people.
Right.
Okay, because that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to push this out so that you can inspire people, inspire your children, inspire people at work. People at work come to me all the time and they're like, yes, girl, because they are like, Tracy, I got this issue. It ain't got nothing to do with work. I need to talk to you because you always give me something.
Yeah.
And it's and whenever I do it, I can never remember what I say to them because I ask him first to give it to me.
Right.
But what you want to do is when you got people coming to you like that, that's a gift. And you need to give your gift. If you can sing, if you can tell a joke, if you can sew, if you can cook, if you inspire, if you take care of kids a certain way, if you can do hair, if you can do makeup, if you just know how to take care of people in need, if you know how to tell people about the work, if you know how to write, if you know how to create anything, creatives are on the rise, y'all. Don't discourage your children to be creative.
Don't discourage them from being creative.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. Don't discourage your children. We really have encouraged our creatives, and it has been a blessing. It has been a blessing, and they feel blessed that they have parents. They said, my daughter Addison at Howard said, the dean told her, you're very fortunate that your parents are allowing you to major in music. And a lot of people go, music? How's she gonna make any money?
Right.
On music. Now, when you got it this morning, did y'all listen to something? And what was it? It was probably music, if it wasn't a podcast.
Right. Yeah. Or when they watched that movie, it had a dope soundtrack.
Yeah. Or just listen to jingle music in commercials.
Or when they went to the movies.
Yeah, elevator music. Somebody had to come up with it. The music you hear on our YouTube channel and with our YouTube videos, somebody had to write that.
Yeah. But just the creatives in general, right? So the creatives in general, how to stay positive and connected with your spouse through your hard financial times. Yeah. Okay, we're going to come back to that in a second. But let me finish this thought here. So with respect to the creative, so anything you're doing creative, thank you so much. We appreciate it. She's posting us everywhere.
Thank you.
So anytime you're being creative and you're creating content, whether it's music, whether it's art, regardless of what it is, that intellectual property and you executing on that creation is where things are going in the future, right? Because you hear a lot about STEM and all those kinds of things, and that's great.
It's great, and we work in those fields,
But also understand that the artificial intelligence that's being created, that's already here, that's being deployed in various places in society. A lot of those rudimentary things that are happening, machines are going to be doing that. Right? Machines are probably the biggest threat to jobs. And so what you want to do is to make sure that you are embracing the creativity and what it is that God has put you here to do, what you can create, what your blessing is. And Tracy spoke to that a few minutes ago. And so make sure that if there are creative people in your life, or that you have some creativity within you that
pull it out.
kind of tamping down.
Don't suppress it anymore.
It's the time. The great example of that is the movie that we went to. What was it? Girls Trip.
Yeah.
Right. So Girls Trip. Nothing super complex about the movie or the concept. Right, but it was fun and it was adventurous, and that movie made over $100 million.
Yeah, and it's all about creatives.
Somebody had to create that.
Somebody had to create that.
The writers, the producers, the actors.
If you like building furniture, if you like recreating cars, my dad is a car fanatic, and he's so good with it. He's so good with it. Right. So if anything like that you can create, anything you've been thinking about, anything you want to do it. This is the time. This is your time. Yeah. So let's go back to the other question really quick.
Yeah, go ahead, baby.
The keeping your marriage together, or you're keeping your spouse supported during financial times. We have gone through this, and it is very, very, very trying on a marriage. The first thing that we want to express is the marriage is first and foremost the most important thing.
Yep.
If you have to give up a car, if you have to move from your home, if you have to take your child and put them in a different school, a different situation, if you have to stop doing certain things that you've become used to in your lifestyle, do it.
Right.
Do all of that.
Right.
We've done all of that. We've given up houses. Well, we've given up a house. We have moved.
Yep.
We have changed. We have taken people. We've changed cities. We've taken our kid out of private school. It's certain things.
All of that.
We've done all of that, and we do it to protect this.
Right.
Because if we're okay, he says this all the time. He reminds me all the time. If we're okay, then they're okay.
Yep.
Our kids. If they're okay, we're okay. And it's about keeping it. You can't argue about it. There's nothing to argue about. If you got money issues, you got money issues. So what you want to do is say, baby, you can't go get that Starbucks anymore. I'm going to go buy some Keurigs or whatever, or I'm going to make the drip kind. Whatever you need to do, be creative. Somebody did it different, cheaper somehow. You can go on YouTube, you can Google it, how to do it cheaper somehow. There was a time when we had to shop at the thrift store for the kids. They were growing so fast, and we didn't have that kind of coinage that we were shopping in the thrift store. I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed. This man has done nothing to shame me, and I've done nothing to shame him ever in our marriage. I am not ashamed. And the kids talk about, and it's a joke for us today. It's an actual joke, because they joke about how one of them was like, oh my God, and one of them was like, I like this. You know, so as far as financial issues in your marriage, they're just that. And let me tell you something else that it is. It is temporary. It is
won't be forever.
Temporary. It will not be forever. And once you get through that hurdle, it's going to be fine. Once you figure out we got through that, the next one that comes is not going to be anything. You're going to be able to step over it. Another thing I would tell you,
what's that, baby?
During financial times is to stay in the Word.
Oh, yeah.
The Word will keep you focused on what is real and what is not real.
And however you believe.
Is that house too big?
Right. And however you believe, whether you're a Christian or you have a different faith, the point is that when you are indoctrinated in those teachings, that's going to keep you grounded, and it's going to remind you of what's most real, which is the spiritual realm versus the temporal realm that we live in, right? And so when you come through life in love and being grounded that way, then you approach things much differently regardless of what it is that you're doing. So when you're dealing with those kinds of situations, they seem like they're much less impactful because you really understand what's important.
And men, don't feel despondent if you're not making or you lost your job. I mean, you can probably speak that. You know, it's hard. It's hard when you get up in the morning and you're like, where am I going today? What am I going to do today? And what would you say to that, babe? Yeah,
so one, I think great advice there is to treat getting a job like you have a job. So that's 40 hours a day. 40 hours a week. So when you wake up with the one charge, and the one charge for the day is finding a job, right? So that's engaging your sphere of influence, talking with people you know, people that have jobs, people that know people around jobs, because a lot of times jobs are not advertised.
Right, or if they are, somebody already has them.
Right. So you want to know, so you have to talk with people, you have to engage with people, work your network. So that's the thing I would certainly encourage you to do. Work your network and treat every day, 8 hours a day, like this is my job, is to find a job.
And if
so that's number one.
If the collection people are calling you, talk to them. Don't ignore it. Don't just let the phone ring. Don't just hang up. Talk to them and tell them, this is my situation. This is what I can give you. This is what I can't give you. This is what I can't do. And then that takes the stress away. If you just let the phone ring, you just let the bills come, and you don't talk about it, and you don't talk to them, and you don't talk to your spouse, it's going to eat away at you. It's just going to eat away at you little by little. And that's what gives pressure to the marriage. You got to take all the pressure off the marriage. You need to be able to have sex with your man. You need to be able to talk about fun things. And if you got all this other stuff going on here, you can't do none of that.
Yeah.
You can't do none of that.
Yeah. So the thing is that what's happening is that there's an attack on your confidence.
Yeah.
Right. When you're unemployed, then you have all of these things, to my wife's point, that's going to attack your confidence. And what you want to do is you want to stay upright. You want to keep your head lifted. You want to approach every day with the confidence and use affirmations. I know that I am an excellent employee. I know that I have a phenomenal job. I know that this is a great day. What you got, baby?
So I got these stickies here, and I got these because these are huge in my life. We have these all over the house. And what I do with these is I always write my affirmations on these, and I just stick them. I stick them. I think there's a TV show that I think Being Mary Jane, she does that. She got that from me. So it's very important.
Tell Gab, you say that when I interviewed Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade, I'm gonna say, Gabrielle, Tracy said y'all stole that sticky idea from her.
So what you want to do during that time is write these affirmations to one another, write positive statements to one another to keep one another uplifted. And if your spouse is expressing something to you during that financial difficulty time, if both of you are working and you're having financial difficulties, that's another conversation. We're gonna have that too. Yeah. But if one of you is not working and you're having financial difficulty, it's about continuing to lift the other person up. It's about continuing to help the other person, and don't let them get down in the dumps. Let them understand, I'm still with you. I'm right here. I got you. Yep. And that's what you have to do. You have to say, I got you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't say, I got you, it makes them hard for to dig deep and pull it up. Yep. Now, if you're both working and you're having financial difficulties, it's time to adjust. Can we say that?
So if I got a job
and you got a job and we having issues, what is... Get rid of the house.
Adjustment time.
Get rid of the car.
All right, we got to
stop eating out.
We got to review.
Turn off the direct TV.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
You need more coming in than you have going out.
Stop going to the dry cleaners.
That credit game, man, that thing is real.
It's real. It's real. You have to stop using your credit cards. You have to stop all of that. Because if you're both working, and it might not be where you want to be. It might not be making what you need. You need to stop something until you regroup. And people have a hard time doing that. Yeah. They have a really hard time. You've got to give it up. You've got to adjust somewhere. And once it's gone, it's just not a big deal.
Right. Exactly.
It is not a big deal. I don't care how much money I make in a month. If something isn't what I want it to be, it's not getting paid. It's not going to happen. Because I need my bank account to be a certain way, because there's certain things I'm just going to pay. And you got to make a decision. Turn that off.
Gotta cut back to make the budget come together.
Turn that right. Make the budget, and it has to be a group thing. I can't be telling you, oh, you can't do this, that, and the other. And then I go out and buy something. That's wrong. That's just wrong.
That's gonna cause other issues in other areas. And now you going down the wrong road.
And you have to check. You have to constantly check with one another. Okay, baby, I'm going to fill up the car. Can I go ahead and fill up? Can I go ahead and... Yes, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Food, clothing, shelter. Start there.
Yeah, early in our marriage, Heath and I went through a bump. And I called my dad and I said, Dad, our car is on the blitz. What should we do? Should we buy another car? Should we go ahead and get the car fixed? If we get the car fixed, it's going to deplete our savings. You know what my dad said?
Food, clothing, shelter.
Remember that, guys. Food, clothing, shelter.
Start there.
Start there and work backward.
Then you can begin to, once you get that settled and situated and even.
Overspending is horrible for your marriage.
You can start adding a little thing here and a little thing there.
So if you have issues, cut it all back to food, clothing, and shelter.
You gotta let a car go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Get a beater.
Get a beater. We've done that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've done that.
Absolutely.
Gone to the guy down the street and gave him $5,000 and kept him moving.
Yeah. When you hear that divorce, a lot of times they say divorce is all comes from money. Really, that's kind of what we're talking about here. It's not that it's money issue. It's an issue that people didn't come together and have some realistic discussion about what needs to happen. Pull back, not being so caught up in what everybody else thinks about.
Who cares? I don't care what other people think.
Because I want to make sure that this is tight.
This has got to be tight right here.
When this is good, then that other stuff is going to be fine.
Yeah, and as much as I love y'all, I don't care what y'all think about me and Heath and what we got going on. You can't. You cannot care what other people think.
Right.
You can't even care what your children think.
Please believe it.
Please believe it.
Yes.
I've turned DirecTV off a number of times. You ever get that bill? You be like, For TV? Turn that off.
Yeah.
I'll pay that when I get a big check. I ain't paying that right now.
Right.
And I do that because you got to keep it balanced. You got to keep it in perspective.
Yep.
And women, don't be out there buying shoes all the time. How many pair of shoes do you need? I just want to know.
Okay, man, that's a great point too. And the whole, flip challenge thing. Somebody wants those shoes.
So
right, you take those shoes that you bought. Maybe you have 10, 12, 15 pair that you're not really wearing anymore, or that you don't like anymore, and you can sell those things.
I buy stuff like that all the time. I bought something off Poshmark this week. It's Poshmark, eBay. Go in your closet,
Facebook.
get rid of that stuff. That stuff you say you're gonna lose 20 pounds and get in. No, you're not. And if you do lose 20 pounds, guess what? You're gonna run out and get something new.
Yep.
So when I'm doing that right now. My daughters and I we have all these gowns. We've got all these different gowns. I must have spent what, $300, $400, $600, $800 on gowns, and they just hanging in the closet.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So I told him, I said, I'm gonna put all these gowns on Poshmark.
Yeah.
And I'll let y'all know what my Poshmark name is. I don't know right now. But
hiding expenditures from your spouse is never good.
Oh, I did that. I did that at one time.
It's never good.
It's not good. You think you're doing them a favor. You think you're doing something right.
You don't need to know all this.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
If y'all trying to stay married,
yeah.
if you're trying to have joy in your marriage every day.
And then you have to go back to the one thing that's making you do that, and it's fear.
Yep.
And it's like fear is the enemy. Don't ever be afraid to pick up the phone and tell somebody the truth. Don't ever be afraid to tell your spouse the truth. Don't ever be afraid to be honest and truthful. Fear creeps in your marriage, it will kill your marriage.
And fear is not good.
And anytime you're doing something in your marriage that is affecting what you say to your spouse or what you're doing to your spouse, creep back and look at what am I afraid of?
Right. Fear is not of God.
Because fear is not of God. If you are fearful of something,
that means something wrong.
Something is wrong, and you need to check it. So in doing hiding expenses and stuff like that from your spouse, what are you afraid of? Ask yourself, what are you afraid of? And deal with that.
Right.
That's what you need to deal with.
Yep. That's good, baby.
That's a great question, guys. Thank you so much.
Did
I know we went on and on.
Did you pull up that, what else were we going to talk about? So we talked about the cool couples. Right, we talked about the Obamas, and we talked about other cool couples out there.
Any other questions you guys have for us?
What did we talk about? We talked about Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle
I
Union.
Love them,
we talked about Devon Franklin.
We
Megan
talked about
Good.
Kim and Kanye.
We talked about Kim and Kanye. We talked about what's this? The woman from.
What about children? I think another question that we've gotten is children in the marriage and when to let the children go, so to speak. There have been instances of couples that I've known that their children have become criminals, I guess you could say.
Yep.
Or what society would call them criminals. I say they just made bad choices. And they spent most of their money on keeping their kids out of incarceration, from being incarcerated. That's a choice that you have to make as a couple. Do we deplete all of our money to keep our child out of being incarcerated? That's something that you have to make a decision on. Another question that we've gotten is my adult child is still asking me for money. Is there a point where you cut them off?
Yep. We have gotten that question before.
And the answer to that is yes, you do cut them off. And when I say you cut them off, you do what you want to do. Don't ever not do what you want to do. If you want to give your child a wedding and you say, you know what, my budget is $10,000, do that.
Yeah.
And if they want more, tell them, okay, where you gonna get that? Because I'm not doing that.
Yeah, so that's a great point, Tracy. So let me talk about, I hadn't planned to preach today, but let me talk about grace. Let me talk about grace a little bit. And so what Tracy is actually touching on here is grace. And so grace, you may have heard that term, you may have not heard the term, you may have heard deeper explanations, you may be under some ministry that engages in that, you may not. So let me just share what my understanding is, right? So when you talk about unmerited, undeserved favor, that you have favor, right? If you are a believer like we are, then you believe in Jesus, the anointed one, and his anointing, and understand what was done at the cross 2,000 years ago, not just saving you from your sin, but from a number of other things, right? So what you want to do is understand that you have favor. You have someone else has already been obedient, so you don't have to necessarily be obedient about everything, right? And so what happens is when you put all of your faith in the anointed one and his anointing, because grace was given to you, so you need to give grace to somebody else. And so that will help you with your judgment.
Yeah.
And with you judging everybody about everything and feeling a certain type of way about everything when it's just not necessary, right?
Don't take it so personal.
And so what you want to do is you want to be graceful in how you engage with your marriage, how you engage with your children,
yep.
how you engage with other people, even if they tweet like they crazy and all the time and doing stuff and saying stuff that makes absolutely no sense. You got to extend some grace to them.
Yeah, so you do that with your children.
And so what we're talking about here is the same thing with your children. And so when you have a scenario like that about cutting them off, I can cut them off without being mean.
Right.
I can cut them off without being curt and without, right? You can still be graceful. You can still be loving in that. So exactly how Tracy framed it. Hey, you want to get married? You want me to pay for X, Y, Z? Okay, this is what I can do. I can help you with $10,000 worth of services and products. Oh, you trying to spend 20? Okay, so let's talk about that. I don't think that you should spend 20. If it were me, I would try to make everything work within that 10 that I'm going to put forth. Because you're going to need that extra 10 to help you with your life or your apartment or your this or your that. So if I were you, just taking some wise counsel from your parents, I would try to make it work with that 10, right? But if you just hell bent on spending 20, okay, well, let's talk about how you can do that. Maybe you need to sell some of that stuff you got in your closet. Maybe you need to flip some stuff. Maybe you need to take an extra job. Maybe you need to get some side hustle going to generate some different income, right? So the point is that you can be helpful with them. You can be graceful toward them and still help them grow up. Still let them know, hey, you are cut off. You are an adult. You do have your own responsibility, but I love you. I have X amount of disposable income that I can put in to help you with this particular situation. But that's all I can do.
And the reason why you're like that is because I'm the type of mom that I always want to be able to help my kids. Mm-hmm. I don't ever want to be in a situation where they come for me for help and I was like, I can't help you.
Yeah.
And so you don't ever want to put yourself in that type of situation.
Yeah.
So because I want to stay in the I can help you situation, I do what I can do comfortably.
Right, right.
So after that comfort is gone, it's on you. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to make mistakes. Your kids are going to make mistakes. They're going to make financial mistakes. They're going to make relationship mistakes. They're going to make career mistakes. They're going to make mistakes. So you have to give them that room to make the mistakes.
Right.
So when they make the mistakes, I want my kids to understand we're here for you.
Yep.
It's cool. You need a place to live? We got you.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can't keep giving till you're depleted.
Right.
Till you're arguing in your marriage.
That's not gonna
you
work.
Can't do that. That's not going to work. It's a no.
Yeah.
It's a no. So what you have to understand is once he's always reminds me that if we're okay, they're okay.
Yeah, that's exactly
and
back
so
to that point.
If you stay okay financially,
right,
you can keep your kids at arm's length, let them make the decisions, let them make the mistakes, and you're still there for them.
Right.
If you're okay. If you're not okay, you can't help them. You done made the mistake right along with them. So we don't quote unquote cut off our kids. We give them different choices. And I'll give you an example.
Give me an example, baby.
Jasmine had issues in school.
Our oldest one.
She wasn't going to school.
Can we go?
Bio break. She wasn't going to school, and we're almost done here because we on low battery. But and I forgot to plug it in. Hold on 1 second. And what we did was we gave her a choice. We said, don't. You need to come home. That's what we said. You need to come home because we knew we could take care of her at home. We couldn't keep paying tuition and her partying and take care of her. So he said, you need to come home. And when she came home, he said, now you need to get a full-time job. She did that for 1 year. And then after that year, she said, I can't do this anymore. I can't be at home up under y'all, living in North Carolina. Can't do that. I'm going back to D.C. I'm going, fine, go back to D.C. But you're going back to D.C. on your own dime, right? Cool. In order to help her and let her understand that we are still with you, we helped her secure employment. People we knew, people we worked with, we got her a nice full-time job that she could support herself without asking us for anything. The only thing we did was what we could do. We paid for the car insurance on an already paid car. And if something went wrong with the car, we paid for it. That's all we did that year. And after that year, she learned something very important. Life is expensive, and I need a degree. So that's the lesson that she was taught. And we came to this decision together on one accord. We did not say, oh, you want to go to D.C.? Go on to D.C., but don't ask me for nothing. Don't ever do that to your children. Your children came through you. They did not choose. They did not ask to be here. They chose to come through you, but they did not ask to be here. This is our philosophy. We don't cut our kids off. So when she went to D.C., we helped her we helped her with an employment situation. Yeah. We helped her with an employment situation, and she worked for a whole year.
She did.
By her, she paid her own rent.
Yep.
She paid for her own whatever she was doing.
Nice. I was okay. Yes, you do your thing.
But then she promptly woke up.
Yep.
And said, this is not the life I want.
Right.
And so it wasn't about just dropping we paid for a car. That's what we did because it was our car.
Yep.
And that was it. She paid for the tickets, even though I think her G-mom helped her a little bit.
Yeah. They give you a lot of tickets in D.C.
They give you a lot of tickets in D.C. But the point is that she learned very quickly on her own to take care of her situation.
Yeah.
But I will say to end that is don't mess up your situation to help your children.
Right.
They have, if you are right, they're all right. Always keep that in mind. If I do this for them, am I going to be all right? Or is it going to jack me up?
Right.
If it's going to jack you up, the answer is no.
Yeah.
Because if you are messed up, you can't help your kids.
Right. And then and sometimes it's a situation where it won't necessarily jack you up, but exactly to Michelle's point, you have to let them learn to grow.
You have to.
And work through those things themselves, right? And so you'll get the feeling, you'll get the understanding of when it's appropriate to help them, what kind of wise counsel you need to impart upon them depending on the situation, and when to tell them, no, I'm not doing that. If that's what you want to do, I don't suggest that, but hey, you an adult. So right?
It's 11:45.
So we have been on 90 minutes. So we're supposed to go another 30 minutes, baby.
No.
We're supposed to go another 30 minutes.
No,
We told people it's a party. It's like an open house. You know how you have the open house during the holidays, right? And you say, hey, we're starting here. We're starting at this time, but you can come through whenever it's good for you.
I know.
Right?
No, we have 15 more minutes.
So you just flow through.
Not 30 more minutes.
It's supposed to be
right, but we have 15 more minutes. We came on a little
15 more minutes, exactly right.
15 more minutes.
Can you go 15 more, baby?
Woo!
Go, Tracy, go. Did y'all know Tracy was a cheerleader in high school?
Some people.
Can y'all tell?
Some people.
We started out the broadcast. You was like, you too loud.
I know.
Tracy, cheerleader boy, y'all out of here yelling for the boys. Hey, come down here and do the dishes.
Oh,
you know you were supposed to do some of those.
I stopped yelling a lot lately.
She has an awesome cheerleader voice.
Oh, when we had our little spat the other night, what did he say to me?
What did I say, baby?
Stop yelling, Tracy.
What'd you say? I'm not yelling.
I didn't even realize I was yelling.
Y'all, let me tell you, we were vlogging. Oh my gosh, y'all were. We talking about doing a vlog.
Oh my God, that is so December, right? Much work. We're talking about vlogging in December. Let us know if you want us to do something every day.
Would y'all like to see He the Tracy vlog
every day?
Every day.
In December?
Do y'all watch anybody who vlogs every day?
Yeah, and what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a question.
And what is it you like about it?
Whether it's the live or the playback.
Yeah.
What do you think about people who vlog every day?
Every day?
Do you find that interesting?
And he don't edit, y'all, so...
Yeah, I'm not really the editor. I can learn how to edit better, though.
And you have to learn.
I can edit a little bit. My editing is raggedy. I think I even misspelled a word on one of our videos. People typing in sometimes. I'm I'm like, dude, you know, when you work a Fortune 500 job,
it's no joke.
Both of us have Fortune 500 jobs. I mean,
that's why I take these.
It is like, oh my gosh, and then you trying to do stuff on the side and raising children and just, I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot. So we're gonna probably vlog daily in December.
We're thinking about it.
What do they call it? Merry Vlogmas. It's a lot. We'll see. If I figure out a way to do it easily, we'll do it. The live is kind of cool.
She said she watches a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, I do too. I watch them too. I don't watch them every day, but I do. So I watch Daily Davidson's. I watch Jamie and Nikki, and I watch Gay Babe TV.
So Daily Davidson's are in, where are they? Virginia somewhere?
Yeah, they're in Virginia.
Jamie and Nikki are in Australia.
They're in Australia.
And who else?
Gay Babe.
Gay Babe.
I think they're in Indiana. They're in the Midwest somewhere.
Yeah, they're in the Midwest. Yeah.
Yeah, and I watch. I don't like Jamie it when they do. I love Jamie and Nikki. I don't. I stopped watching them so much because we're doing our own stuff, and I haven't had as much time to watch them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I enjoy watching them. But they're all young. I don't think there are any couples like us with teenagers.
There are probably a few, but not as notable.
Right, or that are our persuasion. They may be of the lighter persuasion.
Which is fine. It's fine.
Which is different. But who is that? Oh dear, yeah, I watch them too sometimes. But yeah, let us know what you think about that. And don't forget, listen to Joyfully Married After on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. And we'll put all the notes in here after we post this, because my phone's about to die. You gonna plug it in? I tried to plug it in.
Yeah, it's right here. But
I don't think it's gonna reach.
No, it's not gonna reach.
But so go to that. Don't forget to comment, put 5 stars, and I got 10 here. 5 stars only. Share it with your friends. Ask them to listen and give us 5 stars. That would be awesome. And 2 weeks from now, we're going to give away 3 Visa gift cards.
3 Visa gift cards.
For $50 for date night. For date night. So what we're going to do, what you want to do is put your comment in, screenshot it, and email it to us at heathandtracytv@gmail. And we're going to put all this in the notes.
Yeah. Put it in there, heathandtracytv@gmail.
And you got 2 weeks. You don't have to do it right now.
Take a screenshot of the review, shoot it out there, drop it in our email box. We'll put you in for the drawing. Would love to buy you a date night. It will be very awesome for us to get some feedback on that and how that contributed to your life and your relationship. So that's what's up.
Ask us any questions you want to ask, and don't forget to watch Heath and Tracy TV on YouTube. Hi, YouTube family. YouTube.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing some more cool stuff. So heathandtracy.com is where you can get all the latest and the greatest stuff, right?
Yep. And we've got our new products on there, and we've got our ebook on there that we wrote, Prepare for Premarital Couples. If you want to gift it to somebody, it's $3. And
it's not just for premarital couples, baby.
It's not for just, he says it's not just for premarital couples. Right. So if you're in a 7, 10 year, 15 year relationship, there are some good points in there. But it's definitely for premarital couples when you're thinking about marrying somebody or you're thinking about marriage. It's a very, I want to thank you for joining our podcast party. Woo! Share it out. Let your friends know. Heath and Tracy have a podcast now. Joyfully Married After.
Hashtag JMAPodcast.
Hashtag JMA. And we'll be promoting it all day and we'll be promoting it all day and through the week.
Yeah.
We love you. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to
stay connected to God, stay connected to your family, and stay connected to your spouse.
Or your significant other.
Okay, I'm connected right here.
Nah.
I'm connected and joyful.
Okay. Woo! Are we
done, baby?
We're done.
All right. Bye.
I'm gonna turn this on.
Hit finish. Top right. Yep. And